Hello and welcome to this pick a card reading for Sagittarius season. This is just to see what kind of blessings are coming your way, what insight do we have, what is in store for you, just to offer you that insight, and then we will also give you some guidance and clarity with how to deal with the month that is coming. There are 3 piles to choose from, 1, 2 and 3. Timestamps are in the description box below so you can skip ahead to your reading. Remember, this is a collective reading. It's speaking to multiples of people. Even though collective energy rises, that's how this can work. But if you want something that is way more in depth to your personal experience and your life, please reach out for a one-to-one reading. My details are in the description box below, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, pile 1. If you picked this card, this is your card for Sagittarius season, and we have the card Miracles, Ancient Wisdom. I do apologize if you can't see the cards completely properly. There is all the crazy light show going on here, and I think it's quite beautiful, but may not be very helpful for cards. So, Miracles and Ancient Wisdom. It feels like this divine rising up of you really stepping into your power. There's a spark here that's kind of like between the solar plexus and heart. And so it really feels as if this coming to life, this rising up, there's going to really be it feels as if it's traveling, moving from that solar plexus, which is that sense of like authenticity and I can and I will, that determination, and that is kind of like pushing up and rising and traveling to your heart, where it can really land and like really sink in, and that is the bridge then to the higher chakras, where this ancient wisdom can like flow through. So it really feels as if there is this like activation happening for you this Sagittarius season, something of you coming to life, this like light here out of almost this blue, the shadows. So that Scorpio season would have really served you because you really like fed into those death rebirth themes, like you really did the work. And this is how this miracle, this ancient wisdom is landing. We've got this like almost owl-like figure at the crown, which is that like divine spark, spirit, knowledge, wisdom, like coming in, crony energy lighting up around this figure's face. And so it does feel like this glow up, this spark up, this coming to life in a really soulful, organic way. Let's see what the tarot has to say for you for Sag season. Ooh. Definitely take that one, wanting to have a little sneaky out. House, come forwards, that one. Okay. So the Magician, this abundant ability to be able to manifest and create, and this like activation coming online. So it's in line with this Miracles Ancient Wisdom, where the Magician energy is coming through with your power, and that there is this grounded, rooted, and this connection through, and this like this connection through you. And this almost feels like this is what's happening as this rises to your heart space. It bridges that gap where everything can really come online. And the Four of Swords in the reverse here is a card that talks about this, like, this is almost like a needing to step back, because it can talk about burnout. And so I would actively, with all of this push forwards in regards to what is coming online, this activation, ensure you are getting enough downtime, enough rest time to really like allow it to land and weave itself into your energetic field and really align with you in a proper way. Because we also have the King of Wands here in the reverse, and this is a card that, so it's not in its power stance on its throne, which is where we would want it, but it just really feels as if it's saying like you really have to allow this aspect, you really have to allow this activation to really like come online and work its way through you, so that this is so powerful. This is the major arcana that's here, so this is the point of focus. But in the real like waking world, there is this almost like step back so that you don't burn out with the power of what is happening here. So ensure you're getting enough downtime, enough rest time, ensure you are spending time in whatever way is that like self-care practice to you, whether it is meditation or walks in nature or just, you know, just time alone. You're not always actively pushing, doing. Because with that King of Wands, so in the upright, it is that like leader, visionary, like push energy, and that's glorious. And it's not to say, it's just saying like you just need to take a pause on that. We don't need to be firing at all cylinders and pushing forwards. We just need to allow this to land so that this can come back online like at a later date, at a later point. Let's get some more tarot for you. So we have the Hierophant, the Five of Swords in reverse, and then the Nine of Cups in reverse. So just really interesting that we have the Hierophant following the Magician here. And the Hierophant is a card that talks about this like traditional and like spiritual wisdom. So it's just this like belief systems that can land and come through. And then look at this like imagery here of this shadow-esque figure, this bright lights behind, and then they're holding a key here. And it almost feels as if that this is part of this aspect. There's, from the shadows, you get brought the light, you find the key, you seek the key, and you manage to open these doorways. So it's this like unfolding of a lot of the work you've done in Scorpio season into how it like falls naturally into your Sag season. But it's all about this activation and coming online. And this is why so much downtime will be required, because it will take a lot of energy, because this is a very, very big energetic upgrade for you. This is a very big shift in your reality. So just kind of allowing the space for this to unfold and weave itself into your being is kind of what is necessary for you, because you've got so many gifts coming to light, and it's come from your ability to be able to sit in that discomfort. We have the Five of Swords here in the reverse, just really interesting. Four of Swords, Five of Swords, both in reverse. And this is a card that talks about being open to change and like kind of letting the past go. And so in this, it's just like allowing this space so that you don't burn out, allowing the time to relax and rest and be essentially a bit passive, because there's not this pushing forwards. No masculine energy pushing forwards. It's blocked. We don't want to push forwards. We need to really spend that time inwards, because what it's going to do is allow us to drop the swords that weighed heavy before, and it's all part of this shift and realignment. And then here we have that Nine of Cups in the reverse. Not the power stance of it at all. We like the Nine of Cups in the upright, and this is a card that can talk about being unsatisfied, but it also has this edge to it of like greed, because in the upright it's so full of like wishes fulfilled and happiness and satisfaction. There's the ulterior edge on the other side, and when it's coming under this King of Wands, when the energy is about telling you to like not push forwards, to not be going through with that like passionate, ambitious, like driven energy, to take a back seat on that for now. Any push forwards that you do will be at your detriment, but it will also come from that space of almost essentially like the word coming through is greed, so that there isn't a need for it right now. So if you push forwards, for one, your body will push back, but secondly, it's not going to be coming from a good place within, or a positive place within, in regards to how it's coming. And then we don't want to push from that place, because it will spiral. Like here, it kind of looks like it's spiraling downwards. You'll lose that abundance, you'll lose like it. And this is your heart space, the cups. So like you won't feel, you'll just feel unsatisfied. Like nothing will, you'll know that it's not come from soul, it's come from that like more worldly, material, need to push, need to earn type of thing. And it's just not going to satisfy your soul. It's not going to satisfy your heart, especially as your heart energy is really, really getting an upgrade. So really just lean into this aspect and allow yourself the time and space for it to really come online is my biggest recommendation for you this month. Let's get another card for you for Sag season. We have Inspiration. So this beautiful card coming through in regards to this spark up, this light, and this kind of like is this glow here. So everything that you need is really going to land in this process, where this divine spark of inspiration will really come down. This ancient wisdom, this activation, this upgrade will open channels and pathways for divine inspiration to come through. And then, because we're not going to be burnt out and we'll have this activated, that is when you can really push forwards with that more King of Wands energy. We can flip them on the upright and really, really go for it. Because this, like I said, this doesn't feel like a no forever. It just feels like a no for now in regards to how you may be pushing forwards in the world. Let's get a final card for you, pile 1 for Sag season. Ignite your intentions. Each candle's flame represents a beacon of your desires and prayers. So I would absolutely lean into candle magic this month. So make a ritual of it. Light candles with intention. I would, with the energy kind of coming through, I would almost do a little trio of, I would do yellow for your solar plexus. I would do some sort of either like dark navy or purple or potentially even white for your crown, and then a green or a pink for your heart chakra. And I would light the solar plexus one first and then like bring it up so in line, and do some energy work with yourself, do some sitting and meditating with it from that solar plexus to heart to crown. So you're kind of like lighting that pathway, and then so that stream can come down to you. But however you do it, that's just a little suggestion of something you could do. That use candle magic, use the flame, use fire as a beacon of your desires and prayers, so igniting your intentions. So these intentions moving forwards, especially as this inspiration lands. And this is, like I said, it's not an acting month, but you can put ritual prayer intention in this month. And obviously this, like as this shows, it will serve you. Just being drawn the fact that there's this circle here and this circle of light here, with that shadow aspect bringing the key in, bringing the light in. So I think this will help you make this shift in, like, as this activation. This is going to happen regardless, but you can obviously assist yourself along the way. Right, I will leave it there for you, pile one. If you want something way more in depth to your personal experience, then please reach out for a reading. My details are in the description box below. And if you liked this, please like, comment, share, subscribe, do all those things. It helps and I truly appreciate it. And I will see you in my next reading. Hello, pile two. If you picked this card, this is your card for Sag season. And we have River of Blessings, releasing constraints. So there's this like primal energy coming through to you and activating in you this Sag season. Something's really landing, and it feels like it's going to really root and ground in you in a way that it helps your offerings. It feels as if there's like the imagery coming through is of you like passing something, so that offering coming in. River of Blessings obviously sounds absolutely great, all these blessings and this flow with it coming through, like an abundant flow. And then this releasing constraints feels like as you're stepping in, like you're not fighting against the flow anymore, you're not trying to like fight your way upstream, you're going with flow, you're becoming that like receptive, passive, divine, feminine, organic vessel that really allows the truth of your soul spirit experience and why you're here to flow naturally and organically, so everything, that power really comes forward for you, and just like releasing the constraints of programming and the way you were before. So it feels as if you would have really leaned into the shadow season of Scorpio and really done a lot of work, and like it's really going to pay off now. The abundance is really going to show and come through, the shift in you, and it will bring out this like, it's almost like it's going to bring out so much of your masculine power, but it's from sitting in your feminine that is going to do it. And that's how you're going to ignite that spark. Five of Swords. Ooh. The Six of Wands. And then the Queen of Swords in reverse. So with these two swords bracketing here in the reverse, it feels like you're laying down the swords, and that means that's laying down, this is the releasing of the constraints. It's that, and that the constraints for you especially could have been stuff that kept you stuck in your mind, fears, worries, anxieties, that like, I don't have hope, I don't have like faith, any of that sort of feeling. And it feels like those swords are being dropped, because we've got this more feels in alignment with this, of the Six of Wands rising up. Six of Wands is about public recognition, it's about victory and progress and a massive amount of self-confidence and really being seen in your authentic truth. And I feel like this is what's coming online from a dropping of the swords, from this ability to be able to like leave past resentments behind, like step away from any conflict and tension that may have been there. And then the Queen of Swords, like she's in, like not in her PowerPoint, but in, because she's in the reverse, and that means that she's like cold-hearted potentially, and potentially quite, I mean, it could be even said that she's a bitch. And it just feels as if like this is part of what is like being released, this harder edge that's all wrapped up in old programming and fears and worries and anxieties that would potentially make you colder. It's like the warmth, the fire, the power, that activation is really coming through, that's seeing you rise up in your truth, because this the coldness, the worry, the fear is being dropped, which is really, really beautiful for you. Let's get some more cards for you. I apologize for all of the different lines, varying lines across the screen. It is sunny and I felt the need to record now. So we have the Three of Wands in the reverse, and this is a card that talks about a need to like do long-term planning. So this is something that you need to actively, and even here actually we've got the Two of Wands, sorry, with bracketing again, the Two of Wands in the reverse. And this is a card that talks about these fears and also a lack of planning, because there's about this movement forwards. The fire's rising up here. So this feels like a release of, like, it's in alignment with these swords energies of what you're releasing and what is not like actually serving you to be able to like get up. It's that release of the constraints. And so part of this would have been where you'd have been stuck previously, where all of this fear was stopping you from moving forward, stopping you from being able to plan, stopping you from being able to have any like long-term thinking of where you want to go and what you want to do. And that's kind of being dropped away. So what, as naturally a part of that, what will come through is you will notice that you will all of a sudden have a greater foresight. You will have a greater like desire and ability to expand your horizons in so many ways that really rise you up and lift you up and are just completely in alignment with your soul. Page of Swords here under that Six of Wands, and the Page of Swords is a really curious, energetic, talkative, yummy energy, and it's a power stance of these swords that we're like, all of this, the negatives that we're like, kind of, this is all dropping away. The power stance of this is, it's not that the swords are being, you're coming into power with the swords. This shadow figure here rising up in light because they're curious, they want to talk, they have this clarity, but it's like this new, a Page is a more novice, younger energy. So it is because it's new to you. There's like these, you're putting on your new walking shoes and figuring out where you're going because you've not done this before in this way. It's a whole new you. So a very much a rebirthing type of energy that's following through from Scorpio season into Sag. And here we have the Sacred Fool. And what I love about this card is like, it's talking about how you are happy to be the fool now, as in like you see the sacredness of like being able, like the inner child, the playfulness, that things don't always have to be a certain way, that things don't always have to go right, that you can't also like, that you see everything for as it is, so that you cannot actually be manipulated from these ridiculous things yourself, because you can see through a level of 3D reality that not everybody can. So there's a big puppies getting involved, big uprising, big activations where you're going to see like a whole new you, a rebirthing, and you're going to see things in a completely different way by the end of Sag season. Let's get one final card for you, pile 2. Face your challenges, storms. Face your challenges, storms bring transformation and the promise of new beginnings. This uprising of you. So where this is coming in, this dropping, it does feel like this is part of the Sag season for you, as in this drop aspect. So that's where that discomfort can still come in. The challenges, storms bring transformation and the promise of new beginnings. They do. Look at this figure being so similar, bringing through this curiosity, this sword, this like ability that's helping you rise up. And remember this point of all of it, that you are rising up and that you have a river of blessings, but it's almost as if there's still this release aspect of some of the stuff that Scorpio season really like jingle jangled in you, to be released, to offer you this. So take this as that positive omen that things are really going to shift for you, but there may be some discomfort along the way, but you have this new beginning. Right, I will leave it there for you. If you would like a way more in-depth personalized reading or need more assistance in regards to how to face whatever challenges may come up, please reach out. My details are in the description box below. And please like, comment, share, subscribe, do all those things. It really helps and I truly appreciate it. Hello, pile 3. If you pick this card, this is your card for Sag season, and we have for you duality, many meanings and misunderstanding. Okay, so I'm being very drawn to the skull in her hand, and it just feels as if there's this like remnants there from that Scorpio season, that death and rebirth. And where she's holding it, it's just like this, almost like there's something you're still not letting go of, but you've also got your hand on the other side, this hand on this, like this movement, this shift with this like book diary thing here and this candle. It's like that moving towards like the exploration, that Sag season energy, where you can explore through like reading a book, or you can explore through your own mind if you're writing and that type of thing. And that's just sort of the energy that kind of feels like it's coming through. But there needs to be this shift because you're stuck, one foot in, one foot out. And because there's something that this misunderstanding feels like there's something that you still haven't quite grasped from Scorpio season's lessons, which means there's still something that you haven't quite let go of, and you're stuck in these two places where the Sag season energy is coming through. There's this desire to explore and move forwards and push forwards because that energy is becoming really like online and present, but there's something that still hasn't quite left you. And you haven't quite left in regards to Scorpio season teachings. So something that you still need to figure out. Let's see what the tarot has to say for you. The Empress. Sun in the reverse. And then the Seven of Cups, which was the card linked to the new moon in Scorpio that we have just had. So the Empress is a card about this like divine feminine beauty and nurturing and abundance. And then there is almost this element here of like, so there's pregnant belly here, and then this that's like almost as if where it's held is like a pregnant belly. So there's something about the death of something that either that wanted to be birthed or was going to be created that never, puppy's agreeing, that never quite came to being, that you're needing to make your peace with. I apologize for the puppy. Stop. Okay. Completely off track. See, puppies are well distracting. This birthing through you, this whatever this is here, and that will be part of what's linked into that Scorpio season. So whether that whatever element of what was at some point going to be birthed, if that was a real literal birth or a project, an idea, a relationship, a friendship, whatever it may be, all of the above, that's that aspect of that you still need to make your peace with, because it's currently draining your happiness. It's draining this ability to be really joyful and positive. And this leads into some inner child healing that is really needed and required. So part of this aspect, this healing, will be in regards to like that inward turn, do a bit further inner child healing, because we have the Seven of Cups here, and this is a card that talks about choices. And what choice are you going to make? Are you going to lean into fantasy and illusion and wishful thinking, or are you going to pick the cup that actually holds the blessings that are for you? And right now, when you're in this energy, you're going to either potentially pick wrong because you're coming from wounded child instead of peaceful, healed inner child. So it's really leaning into that healing space for you this month. I do feel like I have to say, I'm afraid to say, after a Scorpio season that would have been full of it, but it is for your benefit. It is so that you can really get into alignment with what is made for you and meant for you, and so that that positivity and joy and warmth can really come back online. We have the Nine of Wands, we have the Empress again, and then we have the Tower. Sorry, excuse me. So the Nine of Wands in the reverse is a card that talks about this like hesitancy and defensiveness, and there's something in regards to how you're still protecting this. You're still protecting that past version of something. You're still got attachment to it, and this is where that inner child healing needs to come in. The Empress landing on top of that upside down sun, saying yes, we need to give that inner child mothering and nurturing and nourishment and love, unconditional, compassionate love, because that's what it needs to start. So it moves from the wounded child to the healed inner child, so that that can like come forwards and get you out of this duality. So inner child healing, that's like, take that away. Inner child healing is the big thing. It will lead to tower moment. Towers can be uncomfortable because they are revelations and they are awakenings, but they are all about personal transformation and how they serve us. So there's something, and this almost feels as if this tower will be impactful because it's something that you have been putting at bay and avoiding, and that when you really truly lean into this, it will go off. But always know that when the tower goes off, the card that follows is the star, which is about hope and faith and renewal. So this is to get you out of this and to get you really moving forwards in a way where you will be the Empress. You will feel this, like this, you will be this, you will rise up in this way, and then you will have such greater clarity and joy, and the options will still be there. It's just you'll actually be able to see what is right for you and what is not right for you with these options. It's like when you're looking through the woundedness, you're seeing this snake and this skull and, I don't know, even this fire as something glorious, and it's actually not. And then through this tower moment, what will actually happen is you'll be able to see the snake for the snake it is. You'll be able to see the fire for the thing that's going to burn you. You'll be able to see the skull for the thing that's going to die. And so you'll know where to pick. Whereas in the mindset you're currently in, there's like a fooled level where you're like, well, that snake's just cute and cuddly, and that fire looks really warm, and that skull's just pretty cool. And like, none of them are actually going to serve you and are keeping you trapped in old ways of being that aren't for your soul's growth, purpose, evolvement here. We also have for you the perfection of your life. So this is about it's a card. It's about waiting for like the storm to pass, and that once the storm has passed, there's this like seeing the joy, the beauty, and seeing the sun through the trees. Like, you're seeing things in a whole new way. But because you've been through the storm, that tower moment, the perfection of your life, you're just like, everything's gonna seem brighter, sparklier, like more joy, like something is really gonna land in that way, really take you out of the shadows where you've got one foot in right now. But like, this whole point of this month is to get you out of that. Maybe a bit of discomfort. Puppy is making whiny sounds. So embrace solitude as a sacred space for introspection and connection with the divine. So this aspect of leaning into this process, that solitude, to really go inwards, to do the inner child work, take the time, put the effort in, embrace the solitude of that, because it is going to offer you so much. It offers you the space to introspect, and through doing this and doing the work, we do connect with the divine. Doing inner child work and doing that version of healing ourselves is connecting to spirit. So really lean in. That's the biggest takeaway I can give you, pile 3, is to get you out, instead of this discomfort continuing for another month, so that you come back Capricorn season and end up potentially saying the same thing again, is to do the inner child healing work, to really, really shift those shadows now, to really embrace, sit with them, be with them, embrace them, nurture yourself in a way where we can get them gone for good. It will offer you so much. Please reach out if you need help with this. All of my services are aimed at assisting with this, whether it's a personalized card reading, energy healing, or mentorship. I can assist you with all of these things, and I would love to. If you liked this, please like, comment, share, subscribe. I truly appreciate it, and it really does help, and I'll see you in my next reading.